Good afternoon, good evening. It feels like the afternoon, it's still daylight out here. Yes, we are here for another round of the World Tour Series 1. Series 1? Season 1? I am all over the place with worms today.
I can't remember which one it is. Season 1, I think.
Yes, it is Season 1. We are here at Paul Ricard. As you can tell, this is probably how tonight's going to go. I'm not going to be able to get any words out, and it's all going to be down to Barry, who is here with us.
That's a lot of pressure. But I'll do my best.
I hope, after a huge chunk of effort and a massive lump of help from Mac and some of the other team, hopefully levels won't suck in terms of audio quality this time round. So that's always good. Hopefully that is all nice and loud and we're actually coming out over the top of...
Oh, I'm apparently quiet. Hang on.
You're quiet. That I can fix. I can crank that up. Hopefully that will work.
Yeah, hopefully that's a bit better. I apologise if I blow your eardrums out.
I should have you matched in here. Yes, I have you matched on Discord, so you should be all good.
Cool.
I'm just
Awesome.
going to find you. Hello, Mr. Romeo on... Oh, awesome. For the first time freaking ever on one of these, I don't have to adjust my own levels. Barry is extremely quiet. No, I've now turned Barry up, so thank you very much, Mr. Romeo.
We love live diagnostics.
Honestly, there are times you can do as much testing as you want and as much practice as you want, and then it goes live and it all goes wrong, so...
It's all part of the fun.
It is. Yeah, we're just rambling at the moment because everybody is going out on their first flying laps for quali. We are on the road. Good mix of cars, as we had last time round. We've got Bentleys, we've got Astons, we've got Porsches, we've got Ferraris, McLarens, BMWs. There's even a Lambo out there, a Mercedes. Yeah, it's a good mix of cars.
Yeah, I didn't think we saw a Mercedes last time out, so it's good to see. I really like the sound of the Mercedes. So it's good to have one out.
It is a slightly dirty noise. Incidentally, that still uses, one of the reasons it sounds as good as it is, because it still uses the 6.2 litre V8.
Oh, masterpiece of an engine in my opinion.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely colossal because it's a 90-degree quad cam V8, so it's absolutely massive.
Yeah, and the sound that it bellows out is amazing.
Yeah. Especially out of the short side pipes, it's quite impressive.
Yeah. It and the Porsche are the two best sounding cars in the game.
Honestly, we struggle with the Porsche quite a bit because after too long, the high-pitched whine and noise that comes out actually gives us a headache. Like, legitimately, we can't deal with it because of the noise that the high-pitched noise that comes out of it.
I haven't got quite that bad with it yet, but
as we're seeing,
it does get a little bit like old quick whenever you're driving it for too long.
First of the lap times are coming in. Mr. Jones has set the fastest lap time with a 54.062 as their first flying lap. So that kind of sets the tone, really, for what's going on. Nobody has got anywhere near that so far.
Yeah.
So this lot is going to get very, very quick as we go through. What are your feelings, Barry, on the track?
Paul Ricard's an interesting one. I think for like GT3 racing, GT2s, that sort of stuff. It's a really fun track, but I think a lot of people don't like it because it's a bit boring for Formula 1, which I do agree with. I think it's not really that great a track for F1, which is why it's not on the calendar anymore, of course. But for GT3s, I think it's quite a fun track. I think a lot of people just dismiss it immediately because they think it's boring, but maybe that's just me. But
no, I'm kind of with you. It's an interesting mix of actually fairly as we see Macy getting a little bit sideways on the way out of that corner. Doing very well, is 1.3 up on their previous lap time, which admittedly wasn't legal, but they are still climbing quite a lot, so we'll keep an eye on, we'll follow them through to the end, and hopefully not commentators curse them. It's an interesting one, because unlike a lot of tracks, it's quite momentum based. There's not a lot of really slow corners, there's a lot of middling speed technical corners. And it's flat, like, it's next to an airfield, so it's flat. As that puts Macy into third with 54.8. And oh wow, lap times are falling something amazing.
1.5 seconds behind the current pole time, it's quite the margin.
Yeah, Ramu is 53.360, 53.837 for Jones, and then almost a second back. No, hang on. Why is it being weird? Why is that? Oh yeah, sorry. Almost a second back again is Blues on a 54.787. So the top two are running away with this one at this point in time. We're obviously only just a few minutes into this qualifying session, so we'll see how that progresses.
Yeah, and there's still, is that 8 drivers haven't actually submitted a lap yet? Well, to be fair, that is starting to fall quite quick, so once they all get the laps in, that should hopefully shake it up a little bit more.
Indeed. Willamette was somebody we saw quite a long way up the grid last week. I believe if I remember correctly, they won last week. I'm not entirely happy about the fact that they won at Brands Hatch, but
Willamette won, and I'm pretty sure another Bentley was P3 as well. So
yeah. And Willamette goes into second with a 52.9, as Ramu's gone faster again with a 52.872. So
he's really putting that Ferrari to work.
Very much so.
Let me see. Let's see. Wilson is 3/4 of a second up on his lap. Actually, lost a little bit of time in that last corner there, but he's still going to have a very, very solid lap whenever he crosses the line.
Which button am I clicking on my keyboard? There is like 100 and something on my keyboard. I believe that's Alex Aces. I don't know which button I'm clicking on my keyboard to show me the timing tower. That's a very useful thing, but thank you. As soon as I can work that one out, I will definitely show that. Who else is on an improving time? Lucas in the Arrow Sport car is almost a second up on their previous best of a 155.785. So they are just coming onto that long straight. So getting a good exit onto this long straight is incredibly important to. Because you can lose as much time as you can gain on this track down this straight. So if you get a bad exit onto here out of the first complex, and you will have a very, very bad day very quickly. As we see the car behind go straight on at Senior. I think they must have had a bit of a twitch on the back brakes just on the scrub that in. So unlike other cars, these things, you do actually, where there's no chicane, as you may have seen in other series, there's no chicane here, so as you come into that corner, into Senior there at the end of the straight, you do have to scrub your brakes a little bit in there. So James has lost a huge chunk of time. They're now only a few tenths up on their previous best and falling only a couple of tenths now, so that's a little bit unfortunate. They were on for a heck of an improvement, but it looks like they've got it's in that last sector that they've got to make an improvement, although that does give them an improvement on the timing sheets as well.
Yeah, the one thing that Lucas can take away from that is though he knows the lap time is there, so Well, if he can get a clean lap in, then that'll put him well up the field, which is good.
Is there anybody you have spotted on the timing sheets?
Yeah, Mr. Everett in the luminous green Ferrari is 8 tenths up currently on his lap. He's about to cross the line. Actually, he's P21 now. I don't know if ACC control is bugging, but he didn't actually change position there. Maybe it was an invalid lap. It did.
Oh, either way, it has gone invalid now. I thought it was a valid lap, but evidently
it didn't.
It may also have just been the gap that back to the next car was such, because there's still 4 tenths or so. So either way, big improvement, always good.
Yeah, I don't see many people improving much. Finlay O'Reilly in the Ultimate Motorsport McLaren is half a second up down in P25. He's just come out of the first complex onto the big back straight, which is, as you mentioned already, is so key to get that exit right. I think that's just the main takeaway from Paul Ricard is your exit speed and exit grip is the most important thing.
The worst thing you can have here is wet, because there is a puddle right on the apex of that corner as you come out.
Oh yeah, I've only driven Paul Ricard a little bit in ACC, and I think I did a little bit of wet, and I think you're right. I believe you, obviously, but I vaguely remember that.
It's horrible, because you can just light your tyres up and lose all the time.
Yeah. That's the one problem with this track. The second you get a bad exit, you're gonna tumble down the order.
Indeed. Almost. We're doing well. We have 2 cars so far that haven't set a time. Our very own Mr. Hayden Sweet, and what's your name? Dylan. I'm going to go with that because I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce your surname. Has just rolled out the pits, as I believe Hayden has as well. Why have I got no... I synced all the liveries up. I apologise if any of them aren't showing properly. Because it looks like Hayden is in a all-white car. We won't focus on him too much and try not to commentator's curse them there.
Yeah, mine's the same. It's all white as well, and I did sync mine. So maybe just didn't select delivery.
Indeed, as O'Reilly with their first legal lap goes through with a 156.177, puts them in 21st. So very well done there.
Yeah, it seems Ramo and Willamette are still the 2 cars to beat by a fair margin.
Indeed. 52.872 for Ramo, and Willamette is on 52.912 there. So 4 thousandths, and then it's 9 tenths, or literally almost a second back to Jones with a 153.837. So those 2 at the top have got their cars absolutely hooked up. But Jones just struggling a little bit as we see Cubizzle. The gap there is relatively small.
Yeah, a lot of the other cars have much smaller gaps between each other, so that it seems that generally the sort of near the front all the way down is not too far behind each other, which is really what we like to see. A lot of position changes to come.
I apologise, BRT. Again, your livery for this car isn't showing. I have synced it like twice today, possibly 3 times. So I apologise for your livery not showing, although Donkerwalk is about 2 tenths up currently, and doing very well. Pateron down in 15th is also on a significant improvement. That if they can hold this to the end of the lap, they're going to be, what are they? They're 3 and a bit tenths up at the moment, so they can jump 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 places. They might get themselves into the top 10 if they can hold this lap time.
Yeah, potentially. I see Luke Wilson as well is half a second up.
Ooh.
Currently, and he's still only in sector 1, so that's a really good sector 1 from him. If he can keep that together, he's going to be flying up the order. He's going to 7-10, so that could get him near the top 10 as well. So plenty of cars with the times, or they can do the times. Just need to actually hook them up together.
That is one of the challenges with this track, is because it's a surprisingly technical circuit, you've got a lot of these long sweepers that are... There's a lot of tightening radius corners, so you're kind of slowing down as you're going through, as we see Pateron coming through 6th and are half tenths up as they come onto the pit straight. They jump themselves into 11th, so very well done there. We'll jump back to Wilson now, who is just coming into this last sector now. He is about a second up, so that's going to put them potentially into the 54s, which will seriously jump them up with a lap time like that. But no, the track's got a lot of sweepers and a lot of tightening radius corners or late apex corners, so you do a lot of trail braking and braking and turning at this track, so it's a challenge, but not for the reasons. Oh, big slide on the way out of there, loses all that time. Oh, that's a shame.
That's unfortunate. He has the time there.
Has the time there, but just couldn't quite hook it up in that last sector. Lost a huge chunk of time, and then got a big slide on the way out of the last corner.
Yeah, that McLaren is not playing ball with him in that at the moment.
Oh, it's not legal, but Sweet is half a second up, so not doing badly there. Anybody else on the timing screens that you can see or think of?
Cubicel in P5 and Jones in P4 are about 2/10 up each.
Jones is about to finish their lap, so we'll follow them, and then we'll pick up Cubicel afterwards. Oh, it's the BMW behind just clonks that curve.
Oh, he's actually went into the pits. Cubicel, he must have lost all that time.
Jones goes, I believe they went faster, but didn't improve their place. Yeah, it was Cubicel that was behind and bailed the pits there, so that lap time was invalid.
Yeah, I see Marcel Weiser in the Alpha Sim Sport is now P3. He's about a 10th on Jones, but that's still nearly 8.5 tenths behind Wilmot in P2.
Those two have checked out. I'm not quite sure why they're still going to try and set lap times, because they have checked out between the two of them. Probably just to try and get bragging rights between the two of them, because it's a bit of a tricky one. Although this series has a lot of strategy, as we saw last week. The last couple of weeks, it's an 80-minute race with 3 mandatory full-service pit stops. So that's a full service, that is fuel and tyres, so it's 3 pit stops?
Was it not 2 last week?
It might be 2. I wholly apologise if I got that wrong.
it's all good. To be fair,
either way, there is... no, it is 2. Sorry, it is 2. I'm getting confused because we've been catching up on the 3 hours, the Soulstone 500 this week, and I'm getting getting everything confused. No, so it's 80 minutes with 2 mandatory full service pit stops. So that's fuel and tyres. So they are going to be stopped regardless for 30 seconds, as opposed to others which they will be down to, which other series you may end up doing a part service, so just fuel towards the end of the sim. So it's an interesting one to see how it plays out, how everybody, you'll likely see them string out quite a bit between the pit stops, and likely to come back towards each other towards the end of the race.
Strategy is going to be very key here, and I think one thing is it might benefit people who maybe get into contact early on, then they can serve one of their 2 pit stops really early and just go for a more conventional one stop throughout the rest of the race, which it's really interesting to see what strategies people will employ where. And then, see, it's going to be battle of attrition for this one.
Very much so.
I see Jones is about a quarter of a second up on his lap currently.
Ooh, that is.
Which will put him around. Which will put him back up to P3 if he can get it.
These the second, third, and fourth are slowly chipping away, or at least trying to slowly chip away at the lap time set by P1 and 2. Both first and second are still out on track, still going for it. We've got we're inside the last 10 minutes now of quali, so anybody who's going to be going out that might want to go for a last one. This track is a little bit brutal for lap times for track limits because, as you can see, it's flat, it's wide open, there's a ton of tarmac runoff area. So if you make a bit of a mistake, it's easy to run very wide, but it's also easy to end up picking up track limits warnings and invalid laps because of that.
Yeah, especially at the end of the back straight. That corner is incredibly precise because you're hitting it at 170 miles an hour approximately in these cars.
And
if you misjudge that.
Sorry, Jones goes second, closing that gap down to second to points. To first to 0.770. So goes a few hundredths. About a tenth or so faster than Weiser.
Yeah, reclaiming that P3, and the Bentleys once again flexing their muscles and setting the pace. Other than obviously Ramo and P1 with that pole lap, which is currently yet to be beaten.
Indeed, even by Wilmot in the BMW, still can't quite catch as Jones just bails for the pits. Anybody else on the timing screens? Whoa, Wilson! If you can hold this together for the last corner, 9 tenths up, 8 to 9 tenths up, and goes green and goes into 11th with a 154.927. So very well done there. We were chatting in the Discord server before this started, very much struggling with setup and this track. So yeah, just have a quick check to YouTube and comments and what have you. We'll have a quick check through here. So welcome to everybody. Good evening, David. Hello. Yeah, Donkerwalk's doing well. Where are you? Yeah, Donkerwalk's up into 8th. Still sat there running around. It's hovering around. I think putting relatively annoyingly consistent lap time down there, so that's good. And Ollie, P1 for P4 for Callum doing good. How's Peter doing? Peter is currently in 7th. One is currently in 7th with a 154.360. I was about to say up on lap time, but commentator, has come back up in that big green Aston of Toga Motorsports. Toga Racing, sorry.
I do love that green livery.
It does look very good. What else is there? So yeah, that's all good. EVT, go BRT boys. Yes, they are absolutely flying out there. Where is one of the BRT boys? They've got a Ferrari, and I can't remember. Is it Donkerwalk that's in the Ferrari BRT? Yes, Stein Donkerwalk is out there. Unfortunately, the livery for that car hasn't synced, and I don't know why. Please check the file on Awesome Sim Racing that it's all correct.
Yeah, see, Adrianson for BRT is currently 20th in the Aston Martin as well. Trying to see, is there any other BRT drivers here? I think that's the only two. I
think that's all the BRT crews we have here this evening.
Yeah.
James is 17th and improving. Willamot is dancing with improving and taking first. Currently they are 4 to 5 hundredths up on their lap time. It is 400ths to the gap to the lead. They are almost a tenth coming into these last corners, into the end of the straight here. So we'll follow them around, see if they can take that away from Ramu then in the Ferrari.
Yeah, I've seen Willamot has been as a pretty consistent lap time, so he just needs that little extra bit, and he can snatch that position.
Just drops a little bit of time there into the third sector, but has picked it back up, but not quite entirely. Currently even on time. Apologies if this has been cursed to the commentator.
Hopefully not.
Oh, 6th, 4th. Oh, didn't quite get the exit on there. They were hot on the way in, but didn't quite get the exit on the way out of that last corner. That is how tight it is between the top two there.
Yeah, it's really, really close. I see Ramo may not be coming out again. He's in the pits at the moment, so he maybe just he might just about get around and get a lap in with 3 and a bit minutes to go. He might get a 1 in. Anybody that's on track is probably going to get 2, maybe 3 laps if you're lucky. I see Matthew Feltman in the McLaren is 6 tenths up, currently P22. He's about to cross the line, 7 tenths up now.
Oh, well done. Doesn't improve position, but a significant improvement in time. Closes that gap down to to a touch over a tenth to 21st. So they Feltham managed to get a 155.9 dead. And chasing a 155.722 for the next place up. So not a lot between those two there, and that's kind of a feel for for everybody. Really, it is small margins make big gains.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see many people improving. It says Luke Wilson's 6 seconds up, but I think that maybe race control slightly messing with us.
I don't think that's a legal lap because I spotted that as well.
It's reset itself now that he's crossed the line.
There we go. Yeah, we're getting into the end of this, so a lot of people have bailed to the pits, so there's not huge changes there now.
Yeah.
Jump back on board as Wilson is 4 tenths up, so definitely trying to improve. No, they were struggling with the car a little bit, so I think it started with I remember saying they started with a setup that was based off a Monza setup, which isn't the worst, but you definitely need a bit more high-speed corner stability at this track than you do outright top speed. Whilst outright top speed is great, you kind of only use it once on this track.
Yeah, I think he mentioned he was running 0 wing at one point, which is a very bold idea. I mean, if it works, it works, but it's very, very risky move.
Starkey, I am commentating cursing you before I've even got to you in that McLaren. You were like 3 tenths up, and now you're like a 1.5 tenths up, so apologies for that one.
I see Willamot is back up to 800s up on the back straight.
I mean, that Bentley, it's got a fair chunk of grunt in a straight line, so it doesn't hang about.
No, it's a really quick car. After driving it on Nords on Sunday, it was really, really fun to drive. Well, whenever I didn't spend time on the wall, that is.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go on that track. There's nowhere to hide whatsoever.
I think I spent more time in the pits than I did actually driving at some points. Yeah, that wasn't a great race for me, but I did finish, so that was something.
I mean, finishing at that track is half the battle.
Yeah. I think I did finish the same position I qualified, even though after the second turn I was last. But, it's all good. And the last laps will be coming through now.
Anybody's on one now. I'm not sure who that is behind Starkey, but they are not on a legal lap. They've gone blue. Starkey's just coming to the end of theirs. They are We're a long way up. Everett, we'll jump back to you because you're the other half of that team. Roughly chasing your teammate down. And we have Lucas James is out there, just ahead of this group. So they are going to finish now. They're going to go 4 tenths faster, jumps into 15th. Everett didn't improve position, but improved time by a couple of tenths. And that leaves Wilson out there.
Yeah, and he's currently matching his best time.
He must have got through with like a second to go on the time.
Yeah, he really must have cut that one close.
I was looking at the timing screens, but indeed, up into 11th with a 154.9. So we'll finish this off, and then that sucks. In frustration, runs it into the barrier.
I wondered if the session ended and he just went, oh well, time for the wall.
Right, do you want to run us down through the grid as it sits then?
Yes, absolutely. So starting P1, pole position with a fantastic 152.9, 873, I think that is. Is Alex Ramine. Very close behind him in the Bentley is Willamot with a 52.9, 4 100s between first and second, which is fantastic. Then we've got Callum Jones in the Bentley in P3. Weiser in the Ferrari P4, Cubizol in the BMW, followed by Blues in the Ferrari, and then Peter Romeo in the Aston Martin. Dogger Falk, sorry, I apologise if I butchered that, in the Ferrari, and another Ferrari right behind him in Conway. Macy in the Porsche, very bold choice, rounds out our top 10. Then we've got Wilson right behind him in the McLaren. Badaglin in the BMW, followed by Starkey in the McLaren. Stevens and James, double Aston Martin duo in 14th and 15th. The solo Lamborghini in 16th, Tartari. Halagon in the McLaren, Wallace in the BMW. O'Reilly in the McLaren. Adrianson for BRT in the Aston. Feltham in the McLaren. Rigaud, sorry, I'm going to butcher this again. Rigaud in the single Mercedes. Our very own Hayden Sweet in the BMW. Evray, Liz, and Q Mateus in the 3 Ferraris, and bringing up the rear is Fuller in that McLaren. That's your grid for the race. All 27 drivers are ready to go. And apologies if I butchered any names there. And we're about a minute from start, and everyone's just getting their fuel loads and strategy ready to go.
Indeed. We are, as is normal for races here at Toga, we are running a red flag situation. So if there is a more than 20% of the grid goes out in the first 2 sectors, then they're in one big accident in the first 2 sectors, then we will red flag. And we will restart from qualifying positions, and there will likely be penalties for those irresponsible. But they only get one chance at that, so first corner here is fairly blind, fairly tight.
Yeah, everyone's going to have to put a lot of restraint for turn 1. As we all know, the race is never won at turn 1. Just all about exercising a little bit of caution and restraint. Everyone wants to get through turn 1 safely. If we want to get through the full 80 minutes without any incidents. Setting up for formation lap now.
I just thought I was going to check something, and my brain has completely failed as to what it was going to check. I thought about it, and then now it's gone away. I love it when that happens.
Sounds like a case of Friday brain. I get that all the time. The second I finish work on Friday, my brain shuts down for the weekend. No thoughts come out of my head after that.
Right. Not seeing any penalties come through, so it looks like everybody has behaved themselves in quali, which is nice. I'm just going to adjust a couple of things on my screen. Also have live stewarding for this as well, if that wasn't obvious by the fact that there was, we're talking about that. How did that go? I wanted the console saves, parties, there we go. Let's just adjust this screen as they're running around on formation laps. Wonderful. Go Peter, go. Yes. Well done, Callum in P3. Well done. Amazing, Wilson. Yeah, I think Wilson must have, like I say, quali. I think Wilson got through right at the death there, right on the end of timings. If you get there with like a second to spare, you will obviously get through onto another lap as they're running down this seriously long back straight. This one's a really tough one for a warm-up lap because you're trying to warm the tyres up, you're trying to get everything up to temperature, but you've just got so long to just sit there trundling at like 50 mile an hour, I think about 80 k's an hour or something. It is. Sorry, I've got my game set to mile an hour, so I never actually know what it is in kilometres. Too British, too used to using miles.
I believe 50 miles an hour is 80 kilometers an hour.
Ah.
I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, mine's also set to miles per hour. Yeah.
Indeed. If you really want to scare yourself, go and trim the GT2 Mercedes out and take it down there. You are, I think, heading towards 180, nearly 190 into senior before you go on the brakes, and that thing has absolutely no brakes compared to most other race cars. Like, even compared to the GT2s, it has no brakes.
That sounds like a recipe for an incident with a wall.
Yeah, but it is quite fun to set like speed traps with that car. It's great.
Yeah, speed traps would be fun, but the brakes would be very dicey.
Yeah. As we are going in, obviously, if you are watching this, we're here on Twitch and YouTube. Do jump on, come join the Discord, do like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. It's greatly appreciated. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever all it is. We're awful at doing this, so I figured I'd do that as they're all going 2x2 now into the last corner now as they come down the pit straight.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting one.
Everybody there. Nobody has run away at the start like we saw at the Split 1 rookies. That was funny.
Oh, we're green.
All clean so far, as we've got cars moving around with the Golf livery Porsche in the background there, moving across.
Is P1, and the other Bentley has got Ramune in the inside.
They make contact! Clean, it's all clean, all clear. That has cost that BMW a place, but in all of that, the BMW, the Bentley, I'm doing it again, that has let Wilmot through into the lead at the start of the race. Those two Bentleys got a fantastic drive and just absolutely mugged that Ferrari. Unfortunately, with the contact between Jones and Ramu, that has dropped Jones back and forth, and now chasing Kubizl in the BMW. How's it looking from further back?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's been any serious incidents. Couple of position swaps, nothing too serious. The BMW, or not the BMW, sorry, the Mercedes has lost a couple of places there to Macy in the Porsche on the back straight there, but the top speed is coming through now. He's fighting back up towards Senior, I believe the corner name is. Yeah, that's going to be quite the tight battle there by the looks of it, between the Mercedes and the Porsche.
Indeed, looks like the Mercedes just lost out, was out wide, hung out to dry by the Porsche coming into there, had to take a really wide line, couldn't carry the speed, and has also been mugged by the Aston Martin there.
Yeah, that BRT Aston Martin's got through as well.
We have O'Reilly and Everett are battling away. Sweet is also dropping back, has just dropped back behind, is going off track quite a long way and battling with Sweet. That has left Macy to run through and has now got that BRT. Oh, there's contact behind! Didn't see what that was. Did you manage to catch? Look, there was a Ferrari and somebody else.
It was the McLaren of Fuller and the Ferrari of Liz. They just hit each other side by side going through that corner. Doesn't look like any serious damage though. They're both up and running again. Although Liz has come away from that a bit better than Fuller has. Fuller's lost another place as well to Halagon in the McLaren. That didn't end well for him. As I see, there's some good fighting going on for, is that P6, Blues and Donkervolk, and Wilson right behind him as well, all battling for 6th. Donkervolk he's side by side now up the back straight with Blues. That's a brave idea going into that fast right-hander. Are they they're gonna stick side by side? Donkervolk has went out wide and he's had to concede that place, but he's also conceded the place to Wilson. And it looks like Romeo is going up the inside of him as well. Donkervolk has lost 2 places in that there, just too wide into that corner is never a good idea. It's too narrow, too tight. One person is always going to lose out from that. But up closer to the front, it looks like Willamot and Ramune they're starting to clear Jones. Jones is 2.2 seconds behind Ramune in P2. And he's less than a second behind Willamot. They're maybe starting to pull a little bit of a gap here to the rest of the field.
Jones has managed to clear Kubizol and is 1.2 ahead of them, which is not bad going considering they got dropped behind them, so they've managed to get the drag back past and make that one stick. Conway, this is a battle for 9th, 10th, Conway and Donkerwalk battling there with the other and Stevens in the Aston Martin as well in the back there with James in yet another Aston Martin, so they're not doing too badly as sorry, my race control did some wonky stuff there, and I think it's going to sort itself out when it gets through another split, because I think there might be a little bit of lag for people.
Yeah, it did the same for me. I looked at it for a second and was like, yeah, that's definitely not right.
Joyous online racing. You don't get all the mechanical failures and what have you, but you do get random lag on your computer doing random things, which just cause you all sorts of problems. So that's kind of where the RNG of motor racing comes in online. It's your own system doing wonky things at the same time.
Yeah, we swap out mechanical failures for technical failures.
Indeed, as you see, Macy and Tatari now.
There's an incident. Wilson and Blues have had contact.
Let's do a jump back and see what that was.
That was through the second last corner, the sweeping left. Wasn't quite sure what happened. I just saw that they were both out of the racing line, and
that was Wilson got the inside of Conway, and there was some contact there, and that has dropped Conway back down quite a long way now.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the button I wanted. That tells us who is doing what in terms of.
Yeah, Blues has really lost out from that. He's down in P23.
I think
After that,
Blues was their own incident.
I'm looking at the wrong driver then.
Alright, we have Bentley on Aston on BMW, Anderson and Wallace side by side, full on touring cars, door banging their way down the back straight here.
It looks like they might send this side by side into senior, and we've seen it a couple of times already this race where it doesn't end well for one of the two drivers.
It's dicey. Whoever manages big oversteer moment there for Tatari across the track there. What happened to you? Poor comes in, gets contact from looked like Halligan behind, loops it under load. The back end goes really light through there as you trail the brake into the corner. So a little bit of contact with the car fully loaded up at full speed. That's very easy of a mistake to make if you take a bit of contact. So unfortunately dropping down the order, but hopefully we'll be able to pick that up with maybe a bit of strategy and what have you as the race goes on.
Yeah, and that battle we've seen earlier, Adrianson for BRT, Wallace and now Blues has joined the fight as well. They're all in the gearbox of each other on the way. Sorry, gearbox. I keep F1 commentary.
I mean, these things all have rear gearboxes.
Do they all have rear gearboxes?
No. As far as I'm aware, they all, even the front engine stuff, runs a transaxle on them for balance.
So there you go. I wasn't technically wrong. Okay, I'll take the win. I was watching FP1 there for Formula 1 earlier, and then I got Crofty's quotes in my head now.
As we have Blues right up under the rear wing of Wallace, and this is giving Anderson a chance to run away a little bit with Wallace having to defend now. Now, that BMW machine who punches a big hole in the air, but it is fast in a straight line, so let's see who... that's a big draft. I think that might have been Wallace just possibly missed a gear, a hair there, and Blues just had to check up and get out of the way from the back of the BMW, but that's left Blues on the outside for senior, so who's going to do what? That's probably about the tightest we've seen. Blues just touching the car in, just tucking it in behind that BMW as it squirms all over the road. And that is Wallace clear, starting to get a little bit clear now of this Ferrari.
Yeah, sensibly. It's not over yet. They were nearly side by side through that next corner. Just as we stopped mentioning it.
I look away half a second to see what's going on on the other screen, and they try and have an argument with each other.
Yeah, Blues he's really trying to eagerly get past that bit. Oh, he spun the BMW! Oh no! Wallace has been tagged in the rear right by Blues. Coming into the final corner. It looks like he just missed his braking zone slightly, and he's just tagged that rear end. That's unfortunate for Wallace. Hopefully he can try and claw that back a little bit. He's lost a few places there from that.
Just scanning through. Apologies, we would focus on the front end of the grid. Unfortunately, they've just strung themselves out. Willamot has got past Ramu somewhere. Oh no, that was from the start. Sorry, brain will catch up eventually. Willamot is ahead of Ramu by about 1.2 seconds. Jones is about 5 seconds back from Ramu, and Kubizel is about a second and a half or so back from Jones. So reasonably even gaps. Another 1.5 seconds back to Weiser, and Romeo is 8.5 seconds back on Weiser as well. So apologies for not following too much at the front of the grid. There is just, the gaps aren't that massive as we see this train of cars with Starkey, James and Donkerwalk here all running line astern.
Yeah, they're running pretty close to each other. That's not there's another 4-car battle as well going on. Down with Everett and P17. they're 17 through to 20 are all fighting for that P17 position with that acid ink livery in that Ferrari, which is really cool.
Oh, Mercedes sends it there. Have they got the drive on the exit? They managed to half hold the Ferrari up there. As we see O'Reilly dive for the pits there, so possibly a strategy change for them, possibly damage. May have just low fueled for this one, and going for the even stops. One more stop about halfway from, in about half an hour or so here. But no, that was all done and all sorted by Ricard in the Mercedes, tucked up nicely down the pit straight.
Very, very ambitious dive bomb, but he made it work.
Indeed, well spotted from Everett in the Ferrari to see it coming. But Everett now starting to get on, starting to get a little bit hounded by the Aston Martin. As the Aston gets almost up onto two wheels, I think, as it goes through the bump on the inside of the corner there. That has cost it a little bit of time and a little bit of speed now on this Ferrari.
Yeah, I see there's a few penalties coming through now, if that's not a visual issue.
No, they are. I've just had a quick look at the board, so we'll run through those as all these battles go through. So 15 seconds car 59 causing a collision with car 27 on lap 1, 5 seconds car 14 with causing a collision with car 776 on lap 1, 10 seconds of car 44 causing a collision with 14 on lap 1, 10 seconds of car 776 causing a collision with car 973 lap 1, 5 seconds of car 100 causing a collision with 403 lap 3, 5 seconds 420 causing a collision with 181.
Yeah, just seen there was a few coming through there. Nothing too serious, thankfully, just little...
Not 100% sure what... Sorry, I'm going to have to have a quick poke around at... Thank you for that one. I will have a quick poke around with my settings on OBS and see if there's anything I can adjust. Oh, that's good. Feel free to comment on anything and I will catch up as soon as I can. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm just trying to see if what's causing this to be a little bit blurry on the stream.
Yeah, just looking through race control now to see what's going on. Romeo has Conway for company coming through. Senior, the fast right hander after the back straight. There's still a four-way battle going on for P9 currently. George Stevens, Starkey, Lucas James, and Kieran Macy. That Porsche with the awesome Gulf livery.